Hey everybody, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about your course embedded assignment for this class. It's a writing portfolio, and so you have this in your Canvas shell and you also have it in the syllabus, but I want you to pay attention to the one that I've put in Canvas because I think you'll like it a little bit better, and I'll show you why in just a minute. So for your course embedded assignment, you're going to do a writing portfolio, and it's going to include samples of your modes of writing, writing activities, teaching suggestions, and instructional materials. So to be able to be considered eligible or to receive all your points for this portfolio, here's where it's different from what's in the syllabus. It's the end of the term. I know you're busy. I know I'm busy. So I made a slight change, and I think you'll like it because you'll see now it says 2 of the 4 writing mode sections. So you only have to pick 2 of the 4. So I think everybody takes a collective sigh of relief, deep breath. You're going to do 2 of 4. It does seem like a lot when you look at the sample. You'll be like, ooh, but it's not really that bad. You've already done a lot of the work. You'll see. So let's look together at the requirements for the assignment. So each section, so that would be one of the 2 sections that you're having to do, should include a detailed description of that mode. So let's say, for instance, you pick narrative. You're going to give a description, and you can do it in terms, it doesn't have to sound like a graduate student. It can be in terms of what you would talk to your students about. So you'll do a little research to find and put it in your own words, but also give credit if you take any information from another source. But you're going to have it, and when I say detailed, I'm talking maybe a page, whatever conversation you feel like you need to have with your students to help them better understand what narrative or whichever one you choose is. So then each section should include at least 2 writing activities that promote that type of writing. We've been doing some of these your turn lessons. You can use those. And so if you borrowed one from somebody else in your group, as long as you have their permission, you can use that. So that's that a lot of that's already done for you, or you may have another activity that you already do, or you may look online and say, hey, this is a great activity. Just remember to give credit to your source. And so you're going to have at least 2 teaching suggestions that promote the described mode of writing. It may be a video. It may be a lesson that you found somewhere else. So you're going to have 2 of those, and then you're going to have a comprehensive plan for instruction, including the writing process and a workshop model. So you can do that in terms of a lesson plan, or you can do it. It doesn't, you're welcome to use the Troy template, but if you want to do it in your school's lesson plan, or if you want to put it in a more written out format, you're welcome to do any of that. I think you'll see some of both in the samples. Also, you're going to have a section for diverse learners. I would like for you to consider a learner who has whatever challenge that you would like to talk about, but possibly also, well, not possibly also, that doesn't work, right? But also include, what if you have a gifted student? What if you have a student that needs more challenge, not that needs a little bit more inspiration? What could you do for that one? So I'd like for you to consider students and pick anything. It could be a student who, for instance, I'm just thinking off the top of my head, has trouble with reading comprehension, or which can lead to writing problems, or a student that has dyslexia and has to has trouble with that. And then you can choose a student who is gifted and has needs a little bit extra to do to encourage him or her to do better. Also, each section should include a checklist for the student for self-assessment, and also a rubric for teacher assessment. So the portfolios, of course, as always, are expected to be free of structural errors, and I want you to have at least 5 references in APA fashion. But remember, those could be if you use a rubric that you get online somewhere, if you use a video that you get online somewhere, if you do a little bit of research to talk about your mode of writing. So those things, so 5 will come very easy to you. So you'll see in here also that there are some sample assignments, and I think you'll see, now I want you to know these are not complete. These are not the final product. So you'll see, you'll look at these and you'll say, wait, there's only one mode of writing. Well, that's just because you don't have the complete assignment, but it gives you an idea for one, then you can just add the other one. And also, these are student samples, so these are real human people who made real human mistakes. So if you see something that doesn't look quite right, it's just because they didn't go back and make all the changes. So use these to help you. You can just open them and look at them and see them, and they look, like I said, they're going to look kind of daunting. It looks like there's a lot of pages here, but also remember that those your turn lessons, if you remember with yours that you had a lot of pictures and things like that that take up extra space. So don't let that scare you. And then finally, you'll see your rubric here that gives you from, based on where you are right now, you may just say, I just want to get through this and be proficient. Or you want to say exceptional. So you can use this to look through it. And since I'm cutting it in half, you'll only need to, there'll be 2 here. So it'll change the grading a little bit, but I didn't think anybody would complain if I made that change. So I hope that helps you to better understand what you're doing a little bit differently. I think this is a fun assignment. I think this is a beneficial assignment. I think that it again is something you might like to share with your groups that you've made over the term. Maybe we'll just put up a place that you guys can share all of this with each other, so that you have all this material to take into your school year next year, whether, or some of you I know haven't gone in the classroom yet, and just think of all the wealth that you could have to take with you. So let me know if you have any questions. As always, I'm here to help, and I think these are going to be a lot of fun, and I look forward to seeing them when you're done.